Hey guys, Rick here with Rick's Toy Room. We are doing another Collecting 101. This is going to be Reselling 102, the where and how to sell. I want to talk about problems with buyers and different things you can do to help stop it. So let's first off figure out why am I doing this video now. It actually stems from a recent issue with a potential buyer where the guy came to one of my auctions. He didn't like my price. He started running his mouth. And I say running his mouth because he pretty much had an entire conversation in my eBay message log with himself, minus a few interactions that I sent back to him. But it stemmed from this, right? I had an item listed. The guy didn't like my price. And the first thing he came back with was, it sells for cheaper. Okay, good for you. And that's basically what I responded. I'm like, okay, cool. Bye. Didn't ask you. Don't be that person. So you're going to have buyers that do that, right? They're like, oh, I've seen it cheaper elsewhere and you should sell to me cheaper. Well, if you saw it cheaper elsewhere, go buy it elsewhere. The reason my prices are is one, I'm taking into account that I put all these Funko Pops in hard shell cases that add about $10 per figure. It's also a full complete set, one-stop shopping, guaranteed condition. I've got 100% feedback. I'm a good seller. I've got a lot of feedback. You're going to get what you pay for. And the guy just had a problem with that. Like, after watching all of his messages come through, and I saw that he basically was getting down to he wanted a deal, but he didn't know how to be a decent human and just say, hey, your price is a little high for me. Can we negotiate? Which I would have actually dealt with. I would have given the guy the $50 discount if he was a decent guy, but he wasn't. So how do you deal with that? How do you stop that? The first thing to know is make sure you're properly listing your product, right? Research your items, see what the average sell price is, figure out what you've got invested, what you're willing to take really good photos, be very specific with your descriptions. Be honest as a seller. If you've got a product that, hey, it's got a little bit of a ding on the back, maybe a corner isn't perfect. And for you as a collector, you may really like that. Or you don't mind that, right? It's got a small ding, no big deal. It's got some what we call shelfware. But there are collectors out there that want those absolute perfect, straight from the factory fold, no crease. Like, make sure you take photos. Make sure you're honest with your buyers and your descriptions and your listings. This way, you can avoid having people make a purchase, get the item, and then claim that it wasn't as described, or they didn't like it, or they had a problem. You're never going to be able to completely get away with that and not have those issues arise. But at the same token, it will help reduce that. Okay, so take pictures every side of your product, whether it be a Hot Wheel, whether it be a Funko, like for instance, this Hot Wheel, okay? Now for me, this is a good specimen Hot Wheel. However, a absolute mint on mint card is gonna have a problem with this corner wear. And this happens both in shipping and from being on the shelf, because somebody goes to put it on the shelf, it falls, bangs the corner. Some little kid walks by, looks at it, throws it on the shelf, bangs the corner, knocks it off the peg hook, whatever. Or even in shipping, Mattel doesn't pad Hot Wheels, so they sit directly against the edge of the box. If the box is dropped a couple times by UPS, they're going to get banged up. Now again, as a collector, that doesn't bother me. There are collectors that will. As a reseller, you want to make sure that when you post something like this on eBay, you take this photo, you make sure you get a copy and get that little corner right there that's dinged up, maybe zoom in, whatever, so that your buyer knows what they're getting. And communication is really going to save you when it comes to listing your items and having problems with your buyers. You're going to have buyers that will try to nickel and dime you all the way through the process. I normally deal with that by blocking them before they get the chance. So you're going to find throughout your tenure as reselling that you're going to have some people that just have very specific questions, right? And I always encourage that as a informed consumer. You see a listing and maybe you want those perfect corners, you don't need those little dings. Send a message to the seller, hey, can I get another picture? Can I get a picture of, that corner? Or can I see a little bit better up close to the box? I have no problem as a seller doing that for my buyers. I will go in and take some extra photos. Maybe I'm out and about, give me a few minutes, I'll go home. I'll take some photos for you. Other times you'll have where you'll have buyers that will literally send you 1,000 messages about something. Hey, this isn't perfect. Hey, I've seen a better condition elsewhere. I want it cheaper. I don't have that kind of time in my life, okay? And I won't deal with buyers like that. What I typically will do is if I have someone that is asking just unscrupulous amounts of condition questions, I'm just going to block them. I'm not even going to deal with them. I'm not going to let them bid for me, because what will happen is this: you're going to go out of your way to answer all their questions. You're going to be polite. You're going to do a really good job of taking photos. You're going to take extra photos. You're going to package it with care. You're going to send it to this person. And that person is probably going to complain anyhow. Either they wanted a deal, so they want their shipping back because it wasn't shipped perfect, or it didn't make the 3 days that Priority Mail guaranteed it, even though you don't control the post office. You didn't take the perfect photo, so they didn't see that little crease, so they want a discount, they want their money back, they want to keep it and get a refund. These are things you're going to deal with as a seller. And again, the best way to avoid all of that is write good description, take good photos, do your best to accommodate. But in the end, if all push comes to shove, just block them. Like this guy today, all right? I have blocked bidders for no better reason than they've asked too many questions about something that I've already explained. I know that person's going to be nitpicky. There are collectors like that out there. I don't deal with them. I'm not a collector that has to have the most crispest, perfectest corners. There are some things I don't accept. Like if it's completely crushed, if this card would have been bent completely in half, I'm not going to buy it. Okay, I'm going to go find another seller that's got one in a better condition. But if you're a seller that you sell in near mint product, mint near mint, right? You've done your best to take in all the photos. You've made the best description. Hey, there's some corner or shelfware here. There's a little shelfware here. You showed the photos, and the buyer, this potential buyer, not even a buyer, maybe they haven't even bid yet, continues to hammer on you. Save yourself time and effort. Save yourself the headache. You've already done your best at listing your product. Just block them, okay? So how do you do it? So the easiest way to block someone is to go into your eBay seller preferences and just block them. So I'll show you how to do that. We're going to go over here to Google. I've actually opened it here in another search window. But you're going to click on block buyers, or you're going to type in block buyers on eBay. eBay doesn't make it easy to find. So I like going through Google. Type in block buyers on eBay. First link that comes up should be the eBay/selling resolving buyer issues, blocking a buyer eBay. Click that link. It's going to take you into their customer service portal. You'll see a new link, the block from your listings page. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to either have a list of already blocked buyers, or you're going to be starting off fresh with somebody that's giving you a problem. As you can see, I've got a small list running here. These are people that have either bid on my auctions, won, and then never paid me, don't respond to requests to pay me, or they're people that literally are just such specific and such hounding questions, or in the case of today where you're just being a moron because you don't know how to be a polite person, a normal, decent human being, being like, hey, that's too much, can we make a deal? Instead, you want to try to berate me and tell me that I'm stupid, even though you have zero feedback as a seller because you've made zero sales on eBay. Your account's been open for less than 6 months, and you've only had 42 purchases that you've actually got feedback on. I'm not dealing with you. So I add you to my block bidders list. You come in here, if this is a fresh list and it's clean to you, you're just going to type in a person's name and hit submit. If you already have some blocked buyers because they didn't pay you, so you're going to block them. I don't want them to keep bidding on my auctions and wasting my time and running up auctions that they'd have no intentions on buying. You come in here to one that you have blocked, put in a comma, not a semicolon, type in their name, hit submit, and then you'll get the success message. And it's that easy. I mean, I honestly just save myself a lot of headache. I will just block a bidder for no reason. I mean, honestly, and I don't want to say no reason, right? I try to be nice to my customers. I really do. I go out of my way. I will take lots of extra photos. I've had international buyers that have asked me to do like really good packaging or list an item for maybe a little bit less than sales price so they don't pay the import taxes. I'll work with you. I'm cool with that. But if you're going to come back to me and just be an absolute pain, or you're not going to pay for an item that you bid on, I'm not playing with you. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. Don't feed the trolls. Don't reply to their messages. Just go in and block them. Somebody that comes in and it gets real mouthy about how you're selling your product, if you did yourself the disservice of not researching your product, how to list it, how to if you didn't take enough photos, for instance, real fast, I've got a few extra minutes here. Let's talk about Funkos. Any Funko or boxed action figure, I will literally take a photo of every single side, top and bottom, and then anything that I feel that may be a issue for a buyer, I will do a close-up photo of. Drop has actually done really good on shipping these NFT Funkos, so there's really nothing here that I could maybe zoom in on. I might zoom in on this scuff here. Some people don't like that. This just looks like some paint wear because they use a very matte paint job on these boxes, and it gets scuffed in shipping. So I might zoom in something like that. That's going to keep you from getting potentially, problems with your bidders. You're going to have, like I said, when you're dealing with carded product, you want to look for shelf wear, edge wear, where the edge is curled up, maybe got dropped off the peg. Especially on Hot Wheels, hang tabs get bent a lot, so you want to zoom in on your hang tabs, show those. I always take photos of my cards. I will do a direct on shot. I do a back shot, because sometimes the glossy paint won't show veins running through. If I can, I'll do a side view to show any creases or bends. I will do a flat one where I do a flat profile to show if anything's sticking up. And then I try to do a flat one like this, like again, so you can see where like this bend on this card from sitting on the shelf on the hang tab. This will easily be solved by anybody that puts it in a ProTech case and just lets it sit for a couple days. It'll straighten right back out. Box products, we've already done Funkos. We've done carded. What else could we talk about to help you avoid problems with buyers? Again, just anything that you may think. Okay, let's do my treasure hunts a minute. If I was to resell this on eBay, now when I bought this from the guy on Facebook Marketplace, he did not show this. There are like basically some shelf, kind of shelfware, but they're just kind of like tears in the cardboard. That may ding the price a little bit. It definitely would ding it if I was trying to grade this. If I sent this to AFA, I'm going to take a hit on the condition in this box. This would probably be graded like a 90 because of the shelfware and the crease. I mean, you can see here, there's this vein. This is something I would zoom in on when taking my photos. This is something I would call out in my auctions. This will help avoid problems with your buyers. Be diligent, be honest, but at the same token, don't put up with people's crap. Again, if you're dealing with somebody that's just overly nagging about the auction before they even bid, block them. If you are dealing with someone that is already making a lot of demands, block them. Like, hey, I want you to make sure that you double bubble wrap it, double box it. Unless it's like something super, super, super rare, like I'm not spending that kind of time to double and triple box a Hot Wheel. I'm not. Like, look, I will bubble wrap it. I'll throw it in a box. I have purchased boxes that are properly sized to ship single carded Hot Wheels in ProTex nonetheless. If that's not good enough for you, I can't help you, and I don't want you buying my product because I don't want to spend another 3 days in an eBay dispute or a PayPal dispute, you crying that it wasn't in the most pristine condition. I don't have time for that, and I don't have to put up with it. And as a seller, you don't either. Be honest, be truthful, do your best. Treat the items that you sell and that you ship like you were the buyer, like how you would accept it, and just do your best. Outside of that, let eBay Resolution Center deal with some of this. This joker today that continued just to send messages upon messages upon messages about how he's, bought thousands of product and he's in the gym right now and he's got all this money. I don't care. It had nothing to do with the fact that, dude, you were trying to get a deal. You didn't know how to be a decent human. I blocked you and then I reported you to eBay. And now eBay is probably going to give the guy a strike. He'll be banned for 30 days from making any action. Give him a nice little slap on the wrist warning, and hopefully he gets his stuff together. And if he doesn't, not my problem because I've already blocked him. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. Hopefully that gives you some insight on the things that you deal with as a seller, how to deal with it, how to avoid it. Like I said, lots of photos, good descriptions, honest, proper packing, and then just don't feed the trolls, man. Hit that block button. Move along. Time to go. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Talk to you later.